What it is, man, it's your dog DJ Black, Mr. Fix Your Face.
Hey everybody, Portia Fox from the Portia Fox Morning Show.
Yo, what up though? This DJ E Smooth.
And one on the DJ Holiday, Mixtape King, Ciroc Boy, Commission Guy.
And we always listen to the Re-Up Recap. You're watching Re-Up Recap.
If you watching the Re-Up Recap.
Right now you with the Re-Up Recap with my dog Julio.
With my boy Julio.
With my boy Julio.
With Julio!
You are at the reupspot.com. And of course, we're about to get into that Re-Up Recap with Julio.
The Re-Up Recap, man, is the only place you need to go for that brand new hip-hop, man. Re-Up, the reupspot.com. You got to check it out, man. One on the DJ Holiday, Mixtape King, Ciroc Boy, Commission Guy. And I'm telling you, man, where to go. You got to check it out. Don't play yourself.
Welcome to reupspot.com, where hip-hop culture served daily, and it's definitely dope. Welcome back to the Re-Up Recap with your boy Julio, right here on reupspot.com. As you see, I got my Rock Nation hat on. Fresh out of seeing the On the Run tour part dos. Alright, so let's jump right into this thing. I'm gonna start this a little different. I don't normally start with other news, but sadly I must report that Senator John McCain passed away at the age of 81 the other day. Now I'll say this, as a veteran, I have a lot of respect for this man. Even when he speaks and the things that he talks about, up until certain things he said when he actually ran for president, I was on board with. And any person that can serve in the military and achieve the things he done and actually become a war hero, he was captured and obviously released, but nonetheless, he served his country at the highest point that you can really serve it. Anybody can be captured by the enemy and then released and still do it with distinction definitely earns honor. He died the other day. It's a loss for his family, so condolences to them, and a loss for this country, because I think he stood up for a lot of great things. Even though him and President Obama were rivals during their presidential run, they still had some type of respect, and I could see certain things that people would say about President Obama that McCain would not let slide. And that's when your base says something and you stand up to them saying, no, that's wrong, that's not what it is. I respect that more than anything in this world. Unfortunately, him and the person that's holding the office of president right now have had back and forth, and it has not always been pleasantries between the two. Trump has made comments about McCain and him being captured, and how could he be a hero? My heroes don't get captured type thing, something to that extent. Either way, I don't agree with it, so I can't really remember the ignorance because I just knew it was ignorant when he said it. But nonetheless, they exchanged their opinions about each other, and it wasn't always pleasant. And what normally goes on when somebody of John McCain's stature in this country passes is that the flag at the White House is at half-mast until the burial of that person. Well, within 48 hours, the flag was back at its regular placing all the way up, and that's unusual, because up until then, anybody that's passed away that has had that type of stature has always had the flag at the White House at half-mast until that person passes. And people can say, oh, you're making too big of this. No, you're not making too big, because what happens is when you go into a new situation, you find out the norms and what has already been done and how people conduct themselves, and then you tend to follow a lot of the things that are sentimental to those particular positions. And he's not doing it. And you can say, oh, he's doing it his way. No, you don't do certain things your way. You continue up with tradition. Like, we not here. You don't have a tradition of serving this country. You're brand new to this arena. So what you need to do is fall in line. And what was the harm in flying that flag at half-mast until the McCain family had the opportunity to bury their loved one which is actually a national hero and has served this country. Mind you, me and him stood on opposite ends of some subjects because we have different point of views on certain things. But nonetheless, I respect the man that served this country. So I feel he should have been paid the same respect that people in the past have been paid. But nonetheless, you choose to disrespect that, and I don't agree with that. But I'll go ahead and digress and move on to what you people really came to this video for, which is hip hop news. Let's get into that. I thought it was important, so I'm not going to never speak my mind and say what I feel is important, and I thought that was important. I really respected John McCain and a lot of things that he's done and said and the way he's handled himself. Now, granted, he got mashed up with a basket case for VP when he ran for president, Sarah Palin, and to an extent it was his fault, but then it was the people around him fault for matching him up with her. I can't hold him accountable for that, nor will I. Anyways, getting back to what you came here for, let's get into some hip hop news. I'm gonna start off this segment with the Billboard Top 200, the album sales. Since that's been such a big topic going on the last couple weeks, let's get into that. All right, topping off at number 1 on the Billboard's 100, and I'm only going to do Billboard 200. I'm only going to do the ones that are relevant to this topic. One may be a little bit off, but nonetheless, it's relevant because of, I'll let you know when we get there and you'll see why. All right, number 1 is Travis Scott with Astroworld. He came in at number 1. No matter how much Nicki ranted and raved about why he shouldn't have it, he still holds he holds the number 1 ranking as of whatever August 23rd was, a couple days ago. About 4 days ago as of right now. So he holds number 1. Nicki Minaj fell in line at number 2 with Queen. Drake followed right behind her with Scorpion at number 3. Trippie Redd fell behind her at number 4 with Life's a Trip. Post Malone came in behind him at number 5 at Beers and Bentleys. Let me say this. Let me go ahead and state the obvious for those who are not paying attention. Hip hop is huge. The top 5 albums on Billboard's 200 are all hip hop albums. Now it's a mixture of guys, girls, white, black, whatever the case is. Nonetheless, hip hop holds the top 5 albums. That's how much influence we have on this country and on this world. I just want to state that for those who did not know how much influence we have in culture in general. We hold the top 5 albums right now and on the Billboard 200. Whether you rock with these people or you don't, if you listen to hip hop and you rock with hip hop culture, you got to respect the fact that the top 5 albums are all hip hop albums. Whether you're an old head and you don't listen to new music or whatever the case is, nonetheless, we hold the top 5 spots. Now, coming in at number 7 is Aretha Franklin, and it has her as her 30 greatest hits. I guess they put together an album with her 30 greatest hits. And the reason that's relevant is anytime somebody dies of her statue who did music, their album sales always go up, because at that point she's bringing in fans that didn't buy albums when he or she was alive, and all of a sudden those things the sales just boost. So that's why she's at number 7, because first of all, it's the greatest hits album. Everybody loves buying those because you're getting the best of what this artist did. Everybody loves buying those albums. So she's at number 7. Following at number 8 is Cardi B with Invasion of Privacy. If you have not listened to this album, and I mean objectively, I ain't talking about listen to it just to say you hit play. I'm talking about really listen to it. The girl has a dope album. I don't care if she wrote it or she had a team of writers. That's irrelevant because she never said she was a lyricist. She came out as an artist, which is dope. Like, the album is really, really dope. She still has, in my opinion, one more radio hit that she has not dropped. Whether you agree with it or not, Moneybag is a radio smash. If she drops that album, it's going to be even longer in the Billboard Top 200. She might even raise a spot or 2 or 3. Hey, play with it if you want. I think she has another radio hit. Now, whether she ever sees this and ever drops that album or that single, she still has another single I believe she can drop and it still be a radio hit. If she could drop the song with Kalani and Rain and that be a radio hit, which I think it was. I really did. I really believe when I listened to it that was going to be a radio hit, just like I believe the song with SZA, which she did not release, I don't believe, as a radio single, could have worked because SZA's so big and Cardi's so big that it could have worked. And I think the song Moneybag could really hit. And I think if she did a remix with somebody like a T.I. on that song, oh God, it would really blow up. That's just my opinion on it. I'm not necessarily the biggest Cardi B fan in the world. I like the album. I really did. I went in skeptical. Didn't know whether she would do great with it, but she did. Nonetheless, she's still at number 8. And rounding out the top 10, I don't know if I'll ever pronounce this young man's name correctly. XXX Temptation. Triple X is what they call him for short. Postmortem, his album is rounding out the top 10, and it does not have a name. It's just a question mark, as like Prince, the symbol. He has a symbol for his album name, which is a question mark. Rounding out the top 10. So that's your top 10 on the Billboard 200. I mean, take from it what you want. Astroworld is number 1. Nicki Minaj was mad about it because she felt like he was playing unfair by using things like bundles to sell the album. Bruh, whatever you can do to make your product sell is what you do to make it sell. I don't care that he offered merchandise with it. If he followed the rules for selling an album, like buy this sweater, and then they look at the fact that the people who bought this sweater download the album, and that counts for album sale, well, then it counts for album sale. Then if you knew the rules, then do the same damn thing, because you have just as big, if not a bigger following. So do the same thing. Don't fucking get mad at him. Hell, all he did was follow the trend of what everybody else does. Hell, if I can sell a pair of socks and sell an album at the same time, I'm gonna do the same thing if it's gonna garner me the same amount of money and the same amount of attention. Why not fucking do it? Don't sit there and get mad at him for using the system and beating the shit out of the system. Join in and do the same fucking thing, and then get what you feel like you deserve. But don't sit there and try to change the system to fit what you want to do. If you don't want to do it, then fucking get what you deserve and keep it moving. But if you do, then fucking do it and don't fucking whine about it. Like, at the same time, I respect Nicki and I like Nicki as an artist, but don't sit there and fucking whine because this guy did this, or bitch and moan, or whatever the case is, because this guy did this. And you can say whatever the fuck you want about me. I don't really care. That shit don't faze me, because I know that people say shit and they think it's gonna make a difference. I'm going ahead and beat you to the punch. I don't give a fuck. Like, none of y'all control any dollars I get, so it don't really matter. And if you did, I still don't give a fuck, because I'm gonna be okay. What I simply want to say is, if you want to beat him at his game, play his game. If you don't, then fucking play your game and just be happy with the results. That's it. Nonetheless, I think Queen is an okay album. Like I say, I got to continue to listen to it and break it down, because she's not just putting out hits. She actually has a pen and she's doing lyrical shit. So I really got to break this shit down. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of radio hits in it. But nonetheless, that's your Billboard Top 200 as it applies to this particular segment. Moving on. I had the opportunity and the pleasure of attending On the Run Part 2 with Beyonce and Jay the other night. Matter of fact, last night. Hence the hat. By the way, I'm going to say this. And I understand going in a situation, they're always going to upcharge and upsell. Bro, some of that stuff, I feel like they raping the hell out of people. But nonetheless, if you want the merchandise, you're going to pay for it. Obviously, I did, and I wanted it, so I bought it. A normal snapback hat, probably $40. This one, $55. So I paid a little bit more because of the experience, and I couldn't get the same Rock Nation hat anywhere else other than buying it there, so I did. I'm a fan. What can I say? Let's start with this. I got it broken down how I'm going to go through this whole little journey of the On the Run tour. I'm going to start from what I observed. Jay-Z fans, I could tell when they came up, the ones who were from up north, they had the Yankee fitteds on, or the Rock Nation hats, or whatever they had bought out there. But the Beehive. I actually love partying. I learned last night, I love being in a venue with y'all and partying with y'all. Y'all are some of the coolest people to party with. No matter what it is, whether you're a woman, man, gay, straight, whatever the case is, y'all are cool to party with. I had a great time. But ladies and gentlemen, the ones who come with all this glimmery shit on your clothes, let me say this, because I didn't understand why y'all did it till I seen like a show with Beyonce. I've seen Beyonce and stuff, and yeah, you get a little bit, just like every other female, you get some shimmery shit in their clothing. Bruh, please stop this shit. I looked at Beyonce's outfit last night. She had on these shorts with shimmery shit in it and then a matching shirt. Y'all coming out to the shows with this shimmery shit. Let me go ahead and break it down for you. The difference between your shimmery shit, her shimmery shit. Your shimmery shit is about $50 to $100. Her shimmery shit is about $5K. There's a big difference in how that shit looks and how it fits and the whole nine. Quit doing that shit. It looks really bad. You look like walking disco balls. You can be mad at me all motherfucking day. Like I said before, I don't give a fuck. Hey, it's just my opinion. If you think your outfit was a shit, then this don't apply to you. I mean, I think it applies to you because I thought your outfits were shitty. But if you don't feel like that's your outfit, then no need to address me. But if you address me in any form or fashion, I will. Show me the outfit you talking about so we can be on the same page and I'll roast your ass. But other than that, it's the outfits that be so funny. Coming out to these shows, and it ain't just a beehive. Some of it is dudes that's rocking with Jay. Like I seen people in outfits that they was too old for. Like I seen a dude, him and his girl, she walking around the hill, she damn near killing herself at the end of the show. That shit was hilarious. And then he had on some jeans that I thought a 20-year-old dude should wear. When you get like 40, 50 years old, it's certain shit you can no longer rock. Like you just can't rock certain shit when you 40 and 50. It just don't say the same. It don't look the same when you 20. I'm just saying, like, you won't see me in shit that I wore when I was 20 and I'm now in my mid-30s. It's just not gonna happen. But yeah, I just thought that whole the people watching thing was funny. But nonetheless, like I said, I love partying with y'all because it's not a bad experience. It actually was really cool. I could tell by how people were moving. I was like the only real Jay fan in my little area, and then everybody else was a Beehive fan, because when I was really standing up, they were still sitting down, and then when they were standing up, I was just like enjoying the show and watching and sitting down, so I could tell. So it was really cool to party with y'all. I thought it was a really good feel. I thought overall everybody just had a good time, man. I ain't see anybody messing with anybody, not like a sporting event. Like it's really a dope event, and it was really good to be around a mixture of people, white, black, everything. So I thought that was great. But to the show, I will say this. I have not seen Beyonce perform live ever. Jay-Z, I have not seen Jay-Z since his first album, Reasonable Doubt. He came through a concert in my city. He actually performed. They did the show at my high school. Him and Donnell Jones were on a show back in like 96 or something like that. That shows you how old I am. But they did a show back then when he had dropped. I think he was on Reasonable Doubt. I don't even think it was. It was the first of the S. Carter series. I think it was Reasonable Doubt. And he did a show, and I knew who he was. I don't know if everybody really realized who Jay was at the time, but nonetheless, I hadn't seen him in over 20 years, and I thought it was a dope show. When I say it was worth the experience, so if you can go out and see it, it's definitely worth it. Bro, they had a floating stage over the people down there that they had in the standing area. The stage floated over these people. They had dancers. The video production was great. Even on the video screen, Jay and Beyonce, they had this feature where it looks like they were on fire while they were performing. Like that's the video feature of it. Like when they captured it on the screen, they had a feature that add-on effect that make them look like they were on fire while they were performing. So overall, the production of the show with the lights, the dancers, the musicians, Jay did a song where he had Guru scratching on the controller, turntables, whatever the case he had up there. They had a live band playing with it, and it all mixed in awesome. Like it all sounded great. They had dancers. They had this one dude. He was like triple jointed. He wasn't even double jointed. He was triple jointed. It literally looked like he was breaking his own bones to do these dance moves and move with the music. And they highlighted him doing it. And it was just done it was just dope. It was an overall dope show. Like when I say they didn't skip a beat on this, they had the one young lady to start off Jay's song, The Story of OJ. And she had this runway that was like a treadmill where it would continue to move, and she was dancing on it and did her whole little dance thing on it. They could have just said, you know what, she's gonna get out on this part of the catwalk and just dance. But nah, they added the little treadmill feature in, where escalator or whatever the case is, where the floor just kept moving and she kept dancing to it and all that good stuff. And just, it was an overall well done performance, and you can tell that they are vets. Now, for all the younger artists, that is something you should aspire to, doing that type of show, because that costs a lot of money. Yes, they are making a lot of money from the show, but it costs a lot of money to do all that stuff. And then they had the fire coming out with the pyrotechnics, all that good stuff. It overall was a great show. I was glad that I was able to see it, and I was, like I said, I was just in awe of seeing the show. Whether it was Beyonce, Jay, like the whole thing was well done. The videos that they did along with the show to tell the story they wanted to tell was dope. Everything was done very well. The overall feel for the show, like I said, everything was dope. Everybody had a good time, and I was skeptical because I would see some younger people go in, and I was like, man, Jay really doesn't like have, I know he's not gonna do the edited version of these songs. Like, how this gonna like be with the, like, I seen like little kids go in, not a lot, but I've seen enough as a parent to make me say, damn, should they really be in this show? And I honestly, after really thinking about it and the stuff that I allow my kids to listen to when I'm in the car, I can't say no, because if they're a Beyonce, I can't see any little kid really being a Jay-Z fan. I can't see it because I can't see how they acquired it. But if they happen to be, hey, more power to them, and I think their dad's pushing them in the right way. I'm just saying, I think he should probably control the cursing that they listen to, but nonetheless, I may have that issue too. But nonetheless, I didn't really, after being in the show, I didn't really find an issue with them having a child in there, because I thought it was overall a great experience for anybody to be in the room for. So what I would say is, if On the Run Tour has not come to your city or a city near you, make sure, if you want to see a dope show and you like both of these artists or you love both of these artists, whatever the case is, make sure you get out and go check the show out. Even if you sit up top, because I can say I sat up top. You can say, oh, them cheap ass seats where I wouldn't have went. I mean, hey, then fucking don't go. But I can tell you, you're missing out on a show, whether you're sitting up top or you're sitting down low. Yes, it'll be a little bit different experience because you're a little closer, whatever the case is. Nonetheless, the show is fucking awesome, and to be in the building was great. And not to mention the guests they brought out. I missed some of the guests. I missed Freeway performing. He actually performed in mine, but I seen pretty much all the rest of them. I didn't see Lil Duval. I wish I would have seen it because I actually liked the song he got out, Living My Best Life. I think that song is dope. That's all I would have wanted to see from him, which I don't think he did anything else. But nonetheless, it's the fact that they got Khaled as the MC. He's bringing out all these artists, and I think it's a dope thing. So they do a great job with bringing out guest appearances. Jamie Foxx came out to our show. We had August Alsina. We had Killer Mike and Big Boy. Like, it was overall great show. Young Jeezy. So make sure y'all get out and check it out. All right. That's it for this week on the Re-Up Recap with your boy Julio. Make sure y'all come back every week, and I will be starting a sports segment once the first week of football kicks off. I'll be starting the regular season. I'll be starting a sports segment, and that'll be separate from this. Make sure y'all come back every week right here to reupspot.com, where hip-hop culture served daily. It's definitely dope. This is the Re-Up Recap. I'm your boy Julio. Come back and check us out every week. Peace.